This story is submitted by a real person. The name has been changed, but what happened is real. I'm a lighthouse keeper. I live alone on a small island off the coast of Maine. Blackrock Lighthouse. It's been here since 1887. I've been the keeper for 6 months. The isolation doesn't bother me. The storms don't bother me. But something else does. Every night at 3 a.m., something climbs the stairs, and it's getting closer to my door. My name is Samuel. I'm 37 years old. I took this job because I wanted to escape. Escape from people, from noise, from the world. Lighthouse keeping is one of the last truly solitary jobs left. No coworkers, no neighbors, just you, the ocean, and the light. Blackrock Lighthouse sits on a tiny island half a mile from the mainland. The tower is 120 feet tall, stone, cold, built in 1887 to warn ships away from the rocks. Hundreds of ships have wrecked here over the centuries. Thousands have died in these waters. I live in a small room at the base of the tower. Kitchen, bed, bathroom. That's it. The rest is just the spiral staircase leading up to the light. The first month was perfect, peaceful. I'd wake up, check the light, read books, watch the ocean, cook simple meals, go to bed, repeat. No stress, no problems. But then I started hearing the footsteps. It was the middle of my second month, November 8th. I remember the date because it was the first really bad storm. I was in bed around 3 a.m. The storm was howling outside, rain hammering the windows. And then I heard it. Footsteps on the stairs. Slow, heavy, wet, like someone walking barefoot in puddles. I sat up in bed, listened. The footsteps were coming from below, from the bottom of the tower, climbing up the spiral staircase, one step at a time, slow, deliberate. Step, 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 pause. Step, 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 pause. My heart was racing. Who could be here? The island is tiny. There's nowhere to hide. No boats had come. I would have heard them. The footsteps kept climbing, getting closer. I counted the steps. The staircase has 173 steps from bottom to top. I know because I climb them every day. The footsteps reached 100, then 120, then 140. They were almost at my level. My room is at step 150. I grabbed my flashlight, stood by the door. The footsteps reached my landing. 150. They stopped right outside my door. I held my breath, waited. Silence. Just the storm outside and the sound of water dripping like someone soaking wet standing on the other side of the door. I waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Nothing. No more footsteps. No knocking. No sound. Finally, I opened the door, shined my flashlight into the stairwell. Nothing. No one. The stairs were empty, but they were wet, soaking wet. A trail of seawater leading from the bottom of the tower up to my door. I followed the trail, down the stairs, step by step. The water was cold, salty, ocean water. It led all the way down to the entrance. The door was locked from the inside.
No one had come in. No one could have. But the footprints were there, wet, clear, bare feet, human-sized, starting at the door, leading up the stairs to my room. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in a chair, flashlight in hand, waiting. But nothing else happened. The next morning, the stairs were dry, like nothing had happened.
It happened again the next night. Same time, 3 a.m. Footsteps, wet, climbing, stopping at my door, dripping. And again the next night, and the next, every single night, always at 3 a.m., always the same pattern, always stopping at my door. I started timing it. The footsteps took exactly 8 minutes and 47 seconds to climb from bottom to top, every time, precise like clockwork. I tried staying awake, watching the stairs, waiting to see what was climbing them, but every time I watched, nothing appeared. The footsteps would start, the water would appear, but I never saw anything making them. I researched the lighthouse, found old records, logbooks from previous keepers, and I found something. In 1923, a keeper named Thomas Merrick drowned. He went down to check on a boat during a storm. A wave swept him into the ocean. His body was never found, but other keepers reported hearing footsteps after his death. Wet footsteps at 3 a.m., the time he went into the water. The reports continued for decades. Every keeper mentioned it. Some quit after a few weeks. Some stayed and just accepted it. One keeper wrote, "He's just trying to get back home. I leave the door unlocked for him." Last week, something changed. The footsteps didn't stop at my door. They kept going, past my landing, up the remaining 23 steps to the light room at the top. I followed them, climbed the stairs. The water trail led all the way up. I reached the light room, opened the door. The room was empty. But standing by the window, looking out at the ocean, was a wet outline, like condensation on glass, the shape of a man, dripping. And then it turned around, looked at me. I couldn't see a face, just the outline, and it pointed out the window at the ocean. I looked where it was pointing. Out in the water, half a mile away, I saw lights, a boat drifting toward the rocks, the same rocks that have killed thousands. I immediately radioed the Coast Guard. They rescued the boat, 6 people, all safe. If I hadn't seen them, they would have crashed. They would have drowned. The footsteps still come every night at 3 a.m., but now I understand. Thomas Merrick isn't trying to scare me. He's still doing his job. He's still watching the water, still trying to save people. He's still the lighthouse keeper, and he always will be.